Alright guys, today I'm going to review Haunted Forest in Clarence, New York. This is a very good haunt, my second favorite actually, and there's a lot of reasons for that, and I'll get into why in this review. So for starters, this is about 20 minutes away from Darien Lake, so if you do what I did, you'd go to Darien Lake during the day, get their haunts done, and then come over here at night, around 9:30 is when we went here, and you don't have to, but it's wise to book a time ahead because, a lot of these hay rides, they get huge waits. Personally, I didn't encounter any waits here, but that was because we went on September 23rd, so not really the haunt season quite yet, so not a lot of people coming out here yet, but yeah, I'd assume when the haunt season really kicks off that there's going to be a lot more people coming here, so definitely get your tickets ahead of time. Now, let's talk about how to get in here. It's very complicated. You've got this guy that's going to be waving you in. If you don't look for him, then you're going to miss it. You have to go down this straightaway for a long time. You're going to be wondering when you turn. Well, basically just turn left into the parking lot whenever you see the lobby. So I guess it's not too complicated, but there's some steps. Now, let's get into this lobby, because this is definitely the best lobby I've ever seen. You've got this amazing animatronic. It's not the most technically complex or anything. It's not like the shaman or whatever from Navi River Journey. It's not the one from Journey to the Center of the Earth at Tokyo Disney Sea. It's not Jack Sparrow on Pirates of the Caribbean Battle for Sunken Treasure. It's not any of those guys, but it's really cool. I'll give it that. And then you've also got a stage there. You've got a bunch of other props. You've got food trucks. You've got great actors that are energetic. And you got campfires. It's just a great time in that lobby. We spent like 20 minutes in the lobby not doing any of the haunts. So yeah, it's good in there. Tickets are $40 and you can buy them at the gate. But again, I'd recommend getting them online. So let's get into the actual haunt, because that's what you're all here for, I bet. So you get into your hay ride, because that's what you start with. It's a hay ride, a trail, and then a corn maze. But yeah, the hay ride is the heart and soul of this place for sure. And the way it's seated, it's really weird. It might not be weird because I haven't done too many hay rides, but this one's kind of set up in rows, and they're all facing forward. I'm used to hay rides where it's just you're facing sideways and you're facing out towards the woods, which I don't know which one I like. I think I like this setup more just because the actors, they can get closer to you. They trap you. They'll double team you. It's a lot better for scares, but that being said, it's a lot more it's a lot less freeing than the other setup, which again is better for comfort and just riding around and seeing the woods, but it's not better for scares. But anyways, let's get into those scares. And I think the thing I realized about this place, the thing they do better than anyone else I've seen, maybe even better than Grizzlies, because that's not really a theatric production or anything, is, yeah, it's pretty theatric here with all the sets. They really do a good job. They have you watching the show scene kind of, and it feels like kind of a play almost at the start of the scenes. They do this brief introduction. They let you know, they do the electric chair and all this, and then the monsters come out. And this first scene was honestly probably the best part. I know this one scare in particular was the best of the night. You had this chainsaw guy that was holding the blade right against our heads. It was really cool. And then out of nowhere, this other guy came from the other side and got us. So that's what I'm saying about this seating setup. They can double team you really really well, and it's really cool. So yeah, that's a big pro. Then you go on. There were a few other scares in here, but nothing too crazy. Then you've got another scene. This one, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really remember it too well, just because it was kind of forgettable. There was this little pre-show almost, and then you had the main scene, which is kind of a theme, especially for the third scene, because the third scene was probably the most theatrically, I don't know how to say it, but it was the most impressive to look at. It was this church scene, and you had like the priest or whatever come out, and he'd like baptize you with unholy water, I guess. And or I think it was the story was like you were being blessed with holy water from the monsters or something. I don't know. It was very bizarre. It's kind of hard to follow, but that being said, it's also really cool. And you do get a little wet, and I mean, they made a big deal out of it, saying like, "Oh, we're in the splash zone," but no, they just like get you with like a little unholy water or whatever they're calling it. Um, so yeah, again, they do their little production or whatever. It's really cool. It's really impressive. And then they come out and scare you. I remember there was one good scare in here. I feel like the scares were a bit predictable, but I guess that's really just the nature of a hayride. And yeah, I mean, then you went on your way. You had a couple other cool scenes. Then you started the trail, and the trail was cool for what it was. There were great scenes. The actors had a lot of energy. I want to especially note that there were like these two girls like holding up dolls, and they were just like following you. Like they're like, "Oh yeah, come play with the dolls" or whatever. I don't know. It was weird. It was like that kind of creepy like clown atmosphere almost. Not just for that scene, but the whole thing. I felt like there was a chainsaw. There was some good stuff. Oh yeah, I should mention there was a Michael Myers scene during the hayride. That was pretty cool when you went over a bridge, but I didn't find it too impressive because I mean I've seen a bunch of Michael Myers stuff in haunts. So the trail, it was fun, but it was really short. That was my big takeaway, that the hayride is definitely the meat of this whole haunt. The trail is really just a bonus because then you got out after like 5 or 6 minutes of going through it. So I definitely wanted a bit more of the trail, especially since it was pretty good for what it was. But anyways, then you go into the corn maze. You get your other like ticket punched because you get a ticket. You get one for the main experience and one for the corn maze. And this corn maze was a disaster. This was awful. There were a couple actors. It was extremely short. It was extremely easy to find your way around. It it wasn't good. I definitely would have liked to see it be a bit longer. I would have liked to see like actual corn and it be like actually really tall, like most corn mazes. But I don't know, it's whatever. It was a bonus. And then you came out where you started back in the lobby. So for Haunted Forest's final score, I'm going to give it a 87 out of 100. I'm only doing out of 100 for haunts because I haven't done nearly as many haunts as I've done coasters. But yeah, it's a very solid haunt. It's my number 2 or number 3 haunt. I constantly go back and forth between this and Fright World. I gotta get out there at some point this year to really tell. But I'm leaning towards this, probably just because of recency bias. It is a great haunt. Definitely worth coming out here and checking out, especially if you're here for Darien Lake. It's definitely better than Darien Lake's haunt. Is it a world beater? Is it Grizzly's Trail of Terror? Is it Reaper's Revenge? No. But it's definitely a very solid haunt for the area, at least, that I definitely recommend. So that's my review of Haunted Forest. Let me know what you guys think of this place down in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.